Hi everyone, it is Alex with Holistic Movement Pilates. Today I have a mat workout for you using the resistance circle bands. So go ahead, grab a circle band. If you have the cloth ones, one is good. If you don't have a cloth band and yours are pretty flexible, I would grab a couple of bands just to get the most resistance out of this workout. We are going to focus on lower body. So booty with our bands today. Grab your bands. We're gonna go ahead, take them around your legs above your knees. And then when you get them around your legs above your knees, we're gonna lie ourselves down onto our mats. When we get down, arms are just gonna be nice and long at our sides. Our feet are gonna be down about hip distance away from each other. And then I'm just gonna find my neutral spine. So I should have that nice natural curvature here of my low back. So we're gonna start with a quick pelvic clock. So I'm gonna take an inhale in my neutral spine. On an exhale, I'm just gonna go ahead and roll myself into my 12 o'clock position. So I'm flattening my low back down into the mat. And then I'm gonna inhale and roll into my 6, that nice arc. So I'm exhaling to roll into my 12. And then I'm inhaling to roll back into my 6. Now, if you don't know what your 12 and your 6 o'clock position are, if you have a nice big clock on your stomach, your 12 o'clock hand should be pointed at your sternum. Your 6 o'clock hand is pointed at your pubic bone. And then if you have a marble in your navel, you're just rolling that marble back and forth from your 12 to your 6. So 12 o'clock is that nice flat back position. 6 o'clock is that arc in our low back. So we're moving back and forth from a flex spine to an extended spine. We're gonna go for 2 more. And then last one. Okay, we're gonna bring it back into our neutral spine. Again, feet should be about hip distance away from each other. We're gonna exhale, roll ourselves back into our 12 o'clock position. From that 12, we're gonna start at our tailbone and we're gonna roll our spines up 1 vertebrae at a time into a bridge. I'm thinking about sending my tailbone to the backs of my knees. I'm taking an inhale at the top, and then on my exhale, I'm just rolling my spine all the way back down into the mat. I'm gonna inhale back into my neutral. Again, exhale, I'm flattening my low back down into the mat. I'm using my glutes, my hamstrings to bring myself up, a nice long line from my shoulder to my knees. And then again, we're exhaling to articulate our spines all the way back down into the mat. Inhale in our neutral. Exhale again, flatten the low back down. Use your glutes, use your hamstrings, peel your spines up off that carriage. Take an inhale. Exhale, we articulate our spines all the way back down into the mat. We're inhaling in our neutral. And then this is the last one. Again, I'm gonna exhale, flatten and peel. Now, once we get to the top, we're gonna hold ourselves at the top. Again, send your tailbone to the backs of your knees. Keep that line from your knee to your shoulder. We're gonna exhale, pull the band apart with our knees. And then we're gonna inhale, release. Exhale, pull the band apart with our knees. And then release. And as we pull the band apart, we want those abductors, outsides of the legs, into the outsides of the glutes fired. And I am allowing myself to roll onto the outsides of my feet here. That is fine. Exhale, pull, inhale, release. Again, tuck the pelvis, send your tailbone to the backs of your knees. Pull, release, pull, release. Let's go for 3, 2. All right, on this last one, we pull, we hold, and then we have little pulses of our knees out to the sides. Little pulses out, 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 out. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then once we release, we're gonna roll our spines all the way back down into the mat. And then I'm just gonna come back into my neutral. Now, the feet can just stay where they're at, or your toes can stay where they're at. We're gonna bring the heels together. So the toes stay turned out to the sides of the room, but the heels are gonna come together. So we're in the external rotation, or our Pilates stance. I'm gonna inhale again in my neutral spine. Exhale, I'm flattening my low back down. I'm peeling my spine up 1 vertebrae at a time, taking an inhale at the top, and then we're exhaling to roll, again, our spines all the way back down into the mat. It's an inhale back into our neutral. Exhale, flatten the low back down, roll up 1 vertebrae at a time, take an inhale at the top, and then again, exhale, articulate the spines all the way back down into the mat. Make sure that those knees stay apart, the heels are staying together. We have just 1 more bridge. Again, we're exhaling to flatten the low back down, roll our spines up. Now when we get up, we're gonna hold ourselves up here. I'm gonna exhale, pull the band apart with my knees even more, and then inhale, release, pull the band apart with my knees, and then release. Again, abduction, so outsides of the legs, outsides of the glutes. Obviously the heels are still together, the toes are still turned apart. Pull, release. Thanks. Again, keep that little tuck of the pelvis so we're not overextending in our low backs. Long line from the knee to the shoulders for 3, 2. All right, on this last one, we pull and we hold. Little pulses out and out and out for 6, 5, 4, 2, 1, and then we're gonna release the band and roll our spines all the way back down. Okay, now once we come back down into the mat, we're gonna come back into our neutral spine. We're gonna zip the legs and the feet together this time. We're gonna flatten our low backs down into the mat again, roll back up into that bridge. Now hold yourselves up into your bridge. I'm gonna exhale, lift my right knee up into a tabletop position. I'm gonna hold here. I'm gonna set my hips down in one piece down onto the mat, and then I'm gonna lift them back up in one piece. So I'm gonna lower down in one piece, lift up in one piece. That right knee stays in that tabletop position the entire time. We're pushing into our left heel, squeezing our glute. We should really feel that glute hamstring, especially for 3, 2, and 1, and then I'm just gonna roll my spine back down, set my right foot down. Again, the legs are zipped together. We're exhaling again to flatten our low backs down. We're gonna roll our spines back up into that bridge, hold ourselves up here. Left knee goes up into a tabletop position. Again, flat back this time. We lower the hips down in one piece. We lift in one piece. We go down in one, up in one. Push into that right heel. Squeeze your glutes. Lower, lift, lower, lift. Inhale down, exhale up. Dip and lift, dip and lift. Let's go 4, 3, 1. And then we can set the foot down and then just roll our spines back down. Okay, once we come down, we're gonna keep the band around our legs. We're gonna lie on our right side. When we get onto our right side, we can have our hand just supporting our head. Both knees are gonna be bent at a 90. When your knees are bent at a 90, I want your knee right in front of your hips. So they're not here at a 90. Knee should be in front of your hips. Again, hand can support the head. If you want a ball for underneath your head, you can always put a ball here. Hips are stacked, shoulders are stacked on top of each other. And then without unstacking my hips, I'm gonna exhale and lift my left leg off of the right, so it's parallel. And then I'm gonna bring it back down. I'm gonna lift it up without my hips unstacking, and then I'm gonna lower back down. Now, range of motion might be a little different for you. I want the hips to be able to stay stacked when you lift the leg and lower. So again, back into that abduction, away from the body. We're gonna go for 3, 2, and then last one. Now, once we come down, we're gonna pause. We're gonna move into clamshells. The feet stay together. I'm gonna lift my feet just like a foot or so, maybe a little less than that, off the floor. Hold. The feet stay together. We're lifting our left knee up, and then we're lowering it down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower again. Abduction, away from the body. Abs are in, hips and shoulders stay stacked. We have 3, 2, 1, and then we're gonna relax. Okay, relax the feet down. We're gonna keep the knees together. The left foot is gonna lift off of our right. Now, when I lift my left foot up, I'm gonna think my toes are higher than my heel, and my foot is gonna stay higher than my knee the entire time. So I'm gonna think keeping the same angle of my leg when I lift my knee up and slightly back, and then I just set the knee back down. So again, this foot stays in the same spot. You lift and lower, lift and lower. And I'm feeling my obliques working here too, to go up and down, lift and lower. Again, we go up and just slightly back with that leg for 4, 3, and then last one. Okay, we're gonna relax that leg back down. We are going to go ahead and flip over to the other side, and then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So both knees are bent at a 90, hips are stacked, shoulders are stacked on top of each other. We do the whole leg to start without our hips unstacking. I'm lifting my right leg off the left, and then I'm lowering it back down. Exhale to lift, and then inhale, lower. Up and down. So we should feel it right on the outside of your butt. Lift and lower. 4, and then last one, lift and lower. Okay, now once we come back down, we're gonna pause. The feet stay together. We're gonna lift our feet just a foot or so off the floor, and then clamshells, I'm gonna lift my right knee off the left, return, lift the right knee, return. Exhale, pull the band apart again for that abduction. Pull, release, pull, release. 3, 2, and 1. And then we can relax the legs back down. Now, the knees are gonna stay together, the top foot, so the right foot lifts up. Again, I'm gonna try to keep my toes higher than my heel, and then my foot stays higher than my knee. It's gonna stay at the same angle the entire time. I'm gonna lift my leg up and slightly back, and then set it back down. Up and slightly back, and then set it back down. Lift and lower, up and down. Keep your foot higher than the knee the entire time. You're just lifting and lowering your knee. 3, and then last one. Okay, relax back down. We're gonna go ahead, keep the band around your knees. We're kneeling on our mats this time. Hands are gonna just be down onto the mat. And then once we kneel, we can go ahead, start in our 4-point kneeling position. So shoulders over our hands, hips right over our knees. Eyes are gonna look down to the floor. We're gonna start with the left leg again. If you need to drop down onto your forearms for your wrist sake, you can always drop down onto your forearms. On an exhale, I'm gonna kick my left leg back and slightly up. And then we're gonna bend the knee to come back in for some donkey kicks, press, little lift, bend to come back in. Now, if you point your toes or flex your feet, really does not matter here. At one point, I will ask you to flex your foot, but if it feels better to point or flex, that is up to you. Exhale, press, little lift. Inhale back, abs are in to your backs. Eyes are looking to the floor, shoulders and hips are parallel to the floor. We're gonna kick back 4 more times. For 2, okay, on this last one, we hold the leg back. Now this time I want you to flex your foot, dip your toes down towards the mat, lift up, dip, lift. Again, the foot is flexed, the leg is long. We're going straight down and up, straight down and up. I want your glute max really firing up here. So right where your butt connects to your leg. Down, up for 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we're gonna bend the knee, relax the leg. If you wanna give yourselves a little stretch back, we can give it a little stretch back. The next time we lift the leg, it's gonna stay straight. We're gonna take our left leg to the outside left corner of the mat. We're gonna come up, and then we're gonna take it across the body to the right side, and then we're gonna come back up. So again, shoulders over the hands, hips right over knees. We're still on that left leg. We kick it back. One time we hold, we flex the foot. I'm gonna lift my leg up a little higher. I'm gonna take it to the left corner of my mat. I'm gonna come up, and then I'm gonna take it down to the right corner of my mat, and then lift. So we go down to the left corner, up center, down to the right corner, up center. Keep the flex. Imagine that you're just hitting 3 points. So you're almost making a triangle with your leg. We go down to the left, lift center, down to the right, lift center, left, center, right, center, down, up, for 2. Last one, left and right. Now we hold center, we flex the foot, we do little circles of the leg, keeping the foot flexed. Abs are in. 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. We reverse those circles. Keep that foot flexed for 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax your leg. Okay, feel free to give yourselves a little stretch back. Give your glutes a little stretch here. Okay, then we're going back onto our hands and our knees, and we're doing the same thing with the right side. Again, if you need to drop down onto your forearms for your wrist's sake, drop down onto your forearms. On an exhale, we're gonna kick our right leg back and slightly up. We're gonna bend to come back in, press, little lift, bend. Again, eyes looking to the floor. Abs are in to our backs. We squeeze that glute when we kick back. The shoulders and hips stay parallel to the floor. Again, exhale, press, little lift. Inhale, return, press, little lift. Inhale, return. Let's go for 3 more. And 1. Okay, bend back in. We're gonna keep the leg extended the next time we kick back. So kick your leg back, hold, flex your foot. We dip the toes, we lift, we dip, we lift. Again, it's an inhale down and an exhale up. You squeeze your butt every time you lift the leg. Abs are in, dip and lift, really getting into that glute max and your hamstring, right where that butt connects to your leg. Dip, lift, dip, lift. Let's go 4, 3, 1, and then you can relax. Okay, the next time we come up, we're gonna do that little triangle where we go right corner, lift, left corner, lift with our legs. So again, shoulders over your hands, hips are right over your knees. Neutral spine, we're gonna kick our right leg back 1 time. Hold, flex your foot. We go down to the right corner. We lift, we go across to the left corner and up. So we go right, up and center, left, up and center. Make that little triangle with your legs. We're hitting 3 points. When we go up and down, again, we're trying to keep those pelvises nice and still. I'm scooping into my core. Three more. 2. And then last one, right, up center, left center. Now we pause center, we flex the foot. We do little circles for 6, 5. Keep that foot flexed right from the head of the femur. Reverse those circles. Keep that leg flexed. 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Okay, feel free to give yourselves a little stretch back. We are going to take the bands around our ankles next. And then once we get them around our ankles, we're gonna lie on our stomachs. Okay, when we get onto our stomachs, hands can be stacked on top of each other, elbows can be open out nice and wide. I'm gonna keep the band on my left ankle and I'm gonna switch so it's on the arch of my right foot. We're gonna move into some hamstring curls. You're gonna curl your left toes underneath you and then forehead can just go down onto your hands. Curl the left toes. We're gonna bring the right heel towards our glute and we're gonna extend, heel the glute and extend. Now obviously my heel is not actually getting to my glute, but I'm gonna think that it is. Now when I go heel the glute, I'm gonna try to keep my right hip down onto the mat so my right hip doesn't lift up every time I bring my heel in. Keep the hip down. 4 more. And 1. Okay, switch sides. So arch of your left foot right onto your right ankle. Curl your right toes underneath you and then we go left heel to glute, extend, heel to glute, extend. Again, I'm trying to keep my left hip down onto the mat when I bring my heel to my glute so it's not lifting up every time I bring my heel in. Keep your hip down. Hamstring curls. Really feel those hamstrings working here. 4, 2, and 1. Okay, release and you can just go ahead, set the band to the side. We will use it for our stretch. We're gonna curl both toes underneath us. Hands are gonna go right in towards our armpits. Elbows are pinned into our sides. We're gonna lift up into one plank. I'm gonna press up, lift, hold myself here, and then from my plank, I'm gonna bend my knees and just carefully come down onto my knees. Now from this kneeling position, I'm gonna come up off of my hands and we're gonna do a little thigh stretch. So knees are down, arms are gonna reach nice and long. We're gonna keep the same position of our spine. Imagine that there's a big gust of wind and it's just gonna blow you back. So we're gonna inhale, get blown back by that wind, and then we're gonna use our quads to bring us back up for a thigh stretch. Inhale, we hinge back, and then exhale, we use our quads to come back up. Range of motion up to you. Personally, I cannot get very far for this exercise. So if you can get further than me, more power to you. We're feeling those quads working to bring us back up. So flat back, hinge back, use your quads to come back forward. Inhale, lean back, and exhale back up. We're gonna just do 2 more, and up. And then last one, inhale, lean, and exhale up. Okay, grab your bands, lie back down onto your mats. When we get down, we're gonna stretch. I'm gonna take it onto the arch of my right foot. That right leg is gonna go straight up to the ceiling. Left knee can be bent or long, that's up to you. We're just gonna pull and stretch out our hamstrings. You can breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Do not worry about your neutral spine at all for these stretches. Okay, then I'm gonna keep it in my right hand. My left arm is just gonna open out to the side. I'm gonna open my right leg out to the side to give that adductor a little stretch here. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Then we're gonna go up, take it into your left hand. Right arm opens, we go across the body. My hip does lift up off the mat. And then it's up to you if you go straight leg or a bent knee. With this right leg, I like to bend my knee. I feel like I can get into my piriformis a little more. So again, right leg can be long or bent, up to you. Just want to stretch out the outside of your leg into your glutes here. All right, then that leg goes back up. We're gonna switch feet, left foot in, right foot out. Again, right leg can be bent or long, that's up to you. You can pull your band and just stretch out that hamstring first, so back of the legs. Then it goes into your left hand, your right arm can open out to the side. Open that leg out, give those adductors a nice stretch. Then we're gonna switch sides, right hand, take it across the body, leg is long or bent. That is up to you, just trying to stretch out the outside of your leg into your glutes here. Okay, then we can go back up. The band can just stay on your left foot. You can hold on to it. You can push into your foot to rock you up. You can sit off to the sides. You are all done with that mat workout. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much again for joining me.